Hey, welcome back to the channel. While you guys are watching the Northwest Fall Nationals, there it is. While you're watching Northwest Fall Nationals, I've been running around the property doing work. If you follow me on Trust Russ on Facebook, I posted that I was out in the woods yesterday with my favorite tractor, the Minneapolis Moline R with a wide front, the standard. Took that in the chainsaw. We cut some down trees into like 10-foot lengths so they could be just stacked up and burned, or I'm going to give them away as firewood. And then I also cut down some trees and got those ready to get burned or taken away. But now Costco lights, LED Costco lights, these are a couple years old and they don't work anymore. So I'm going to get these replaced. Today's what, November 4th, and we had a windstorm today, which it's pretty much over now. Now it's just breezy. We've had rain off and on, and the fly just flew in my ear. No big deal, I got it out. Anyway, I am about ready to go in the shop as soon as I get these off, and then I'm gonna clean up that front wheel that we took apart and get it wire wheeled, primed, and painted. And we're gonna get that tire on, see about getting the front end off. I don't know how far we're gonna get today, but let's go. Keep working on the fence or the lighting. Got it done. Have not touched the brim yet. We're gonna do that next. I don't know if you can hear me over Rayanne in the background. She's over there cleaning up. Got her home off the bus. We have maple trees and leafy trees, birch trees. And this windstorm, believe it or not, this is all clean. The yard was mowed, or more, I sucked up the leaves. But, what are you gonna do? Live in the woods, you gotta clean up the mess after every windstorm, right? So, we'll go into the shop and get started on that rim. Well, this is my setup. It's a garbage can, piece of round stock. I got a gallon of brand new antifreeze hanging on one side for counterbalance as I emptied the garbage can. So this isn't going to tip over. I don't have to bend over. I can just go to work at a nice height. If you're asking, well, why don't you just do full restoration? I was like, I'm not doing a full restoration. I'm doing a project, pulling project, and I want to get it all put together first. Kind of mock everything up, make sure it's all going to work, then we'll see about painting. I mean, you've seen all my painted tractors. There's what, 3? The UTN, the R, and Twitchy. So anyway, we'll get set up and we'll start cleaning this up, so hopefully we get primer on tonight. Well, check that out. I got a little too close with the grinder, or the wire wheel. Didn't cut no skin, no blood, but just bought these gloves. They're brand new. Tore them up. Well, guess it's better tearing that up than me. Anyway, got some primer, and I'm gonna start. I mean, it's kind of windy out. I don't know how this is gonna work. I need to shake it more. So, well, in the last Project R video, this rim had scale all over it. That's why I didn't want to just hurry up, test the tube, and throw that tire back on that I'm going to use as a temporary tire. So I ended up taking it to work. So we have a needle gun. Needle gun, if you don't know what it is, a bunch of little pieces of round stock. It's on an air compressed tool, and it just beats on stuff. and it'll knock rust off. So I don't know if you can see it in this view here, but there's pits all over it where it was real chunky. So it took me about 20 minutes to needle scale the whole rim off, get it cleaned up, and then it started to rust a little bit, surface rust, and it doesn't get everything totally clean. Best way would be to sandblast it, maybe even needle scale it and then sandblast it, but I think this is good enough. Keep shaking this up and then we'll start getting the primer on there. I don't want to get the camera too close because I don't want to get spray on the lens. I'm going to do 2 quick light coats. I'm going to let it dry. And then I think I got some cheap red paint. I'm just going to put some paint on it. Shoot, this is nicer work than I do to most of my get running projects. I mean, like Krusty, I didn't do anything with Krusty. I just got it running, and I ended up putting 1 new front tire on it because the other front was that I replaced it with was rotten. So, all right, we're gonna let this dry. I'm gonna go get the red paint, and then we'll see about getting some paint on this tonight yet. Well, how's she look? Looks dry. I've got a while back I went through some stuff I brought home from my parents and went through some boxes of mine too, and I found a bunch of cans spray bomb red. I don't care what color it's red on this side. If I was going to paint the outside of the rim, which I'm not right now, of course, like again, this is just a spare tire, it's just to keep it a roller. If I was doing outside, I'd look for the right red, but this is just to seal up the inside. I did the work to clean it. Let's keep it nice for a while. Well, we got 1 coat of red on there. Like I said, it's an old can of paint and it was not spraying out very nice. I don't know that the other can I've got is any better, but it's a full new can. We'll keep shaking it and hopefully it sprays out a little better. Again, this inside of the rim, who cares? I'm only saying it because it's not spraying out nice and fast. It's like squirting out and not coming out as a nice mist. But I'm sure that's nice, bright and vibrant here on camera. And so far it's shiny. Should hold the tire pretty good. Well, I'll bring you back when this is dried up and we're getting the second coat on. Well, what I thought I'd do next is air up the tube I want to use. As you saw when I took the tire off, I removed that valve stem course. I put that back in. I cleaned off a lot of the scaly rust that was stuck to the tube. That happens a lot on old equipment. I have this spot here. I don't know if you can see it. This is a bubble. There, you might be able to see it. It's kind of soft. And there's some stuff on it. Kind of sticky like glue, but there's no patch. And one of the things I like about old equipment is finding the old labels. How often are you going to find the old script of Firestone or any other tire manufacturer? I just think it's neat. It's 550/16. There's your tube size. So I filled this up with air. I'm going to soap it. Including the valve stem and around the valve stem. We're going to look for bubbles. If you've never done this, it's tedious work. But you don't want to take the tire off again, so it's worth it. I need a better bottle. Trigger on this gets stuck. Nope, not that time. What you're looking for is a little trail of bubbles. I really don't see any. I mean, I see bubbles, but none of them are leaching from the tube itself. And if you think it is, just wipe it away. Get you a little closer. Now, don't look at the bottle. Look at this. Look at the tube. What are you doing? Come on. It's like telling your kid to hold the light right. Look over here. All right, good there. See the trigger stuck. But the bubble is okay so far. I did not air this up to max pressure because I didn't want didn't want that bulb to blow up in my face. I don't think it'd be that bad with just being a inner tube, but I don't want to find out. So far, so good. I don't see anything obvious. This is soapy water, so just whatever dish soap you got, anything that makes bubbles. Just pour a little bit in here, then fill the rest up with water. At least that's what I use. I'm feeling kind of saucy right now. The bubbles are right there. Put some more air in it. See how it's... I don't know if you can see that tube growing on film, but I'm going to slide you back because it's pushing up against you. And that's... Sometimes, and I say check your valve stem core because sometimes that'll leak right there. I mean, the little gasket on there is just shot or eaten away or anything. So looks like we got a good tube. I'm gonna go back out, or we're gonna go back. Oh, see, there's bubbles right there. If that's the only one, of course it may just put bubbles there because spraying it. I mean, there's little white spots all over, but there's no actual bubbling of the tube. So, no, I think that's good. This will be all right. Okay, we'll let this, yeah, let that sit and let's go check on our paint. Wow, for old paint, that dried nice. That's not really tacky at all. Yeah, it's ready. So we'll put on a second coat real quick. And this is not spraying out as good as I hope, but I think we'll be all right. Well, I got the rim inside so I can dry the tube. I hosed it off and drying that out. Next step is I am going to pull this engine away and we'll get that clutch off and the flywheel. I need the clutch and the flywheel to put on the Z engine. Then I can get this outside. Problem is this exhaust manifold is a junk one and I put it on there just to cover the holes. There's no gasket. I have gaps, a cracked manifold here. So I don't want to just set the engine outside. It turns out that this engine turns over after all. And so it'd be a good parts engine or whatever I find down the road that might need an engine. So, but it's about dinner time. I need to go inside and I'm getting hungry. The wife made homemade split pea and ham soup yesterday. Yeah, Sunday. Today's Monday. So yeah, we get split pea and ham soup for leftovers. That was so good. Godly. Well, I don't know if I'll get back out here tonight after dinner or if I'll come back tomorrow and we'll continue working on this. So we'll see you in a bit. Well, I'm back from dinner. Nice and full of split pea soup. Just pulled ahead. Alright, let's see, it's kind of fading, so maybe roll it back. Gotta jack it back up a little bit. Well, I'm back from dinner. I'm gonna, let's see, get this so we can get into it. And we'll get that clutch and flywheel out. Let's see, we gotta get those cat bolts off. I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea. You see what size those are? They look like 1/2 inch. Nailed it! Oh. Turn the engine over. Take them out evenly, somewhat. So I don't warp anything. Those are eight bolts in here. Dumb oil pressure line's right in my way. So, tomorrow at work, we're having a Thanksgiving lunch. And a few weeks ago, we had cornbread pudding for dinner here at home. So I took some for leftovers in my lunch. And one of the guys at work, he's like, hey, what's that? Told him, he said, oh, think your wife could make some and bring it for Thanksgiving? Like, I'll ask. She said yes. And tonight she says, okay, you making that, right? It's like, oh, yeah, I guess so. So it's in the oven. So I have about 20 minutes to go before I have to go check on it. So I thought I'd come out here with you guys and hang out a little bit. And see if we can get this off. I know I could use an impact and get quicker, but that's louder and hard for you guys to hear anything clever I have to say. So I'll just do it by hand. Kind of excited or eager to see what that clutch lining looks like. Pressure plate here looks all right. Yeah, I think that'll clean up. It's got some ribs to it, but it's not deep. Should be able to clean that up with a wire wheel or something of that nature. So we'll lay that there and pull this clutch out. Ooh, that looks good on this side. There's plenty of depth, plenty of material to get down to the rivets. But let's check the other side. Yeah, that's not bad. That's really good. Holy cow. I wonder if they replaced this clutch at one point. I would not. I am definitely going to use that. That's pretty nice. I have a brand new one on the 90-year project I could compare to later, but that'll work for now. Okay, so now I got 4 more cat bolts that are wired together, and this looks like maybe somebody has been in here. So, well, and the flywheel's got some ribs to it, but it just might be dirty, a little bit of rust, and I think that'll clean off too. So let me switch tools. I'll get you down here so you can see kind of what I'm talking about, and we'll get that thing off. Well, I'll get the wire off the nuts. I'm not too worried about saving it. Not that I have actual mechanics tie wire, but I've used rebar tie wire in the past. I believe, if I remember right, and it's been a long time, I think it's the same gauge. Of course, I ended up using rebar tie wire to work on some of my fences because I didn't have anything else, and it works in a pinch, but it's a small gauge, and it will end up rusting and giving out on you. You know what happens after that? Your fence shorts out. And then cows like to lean on the fence because, you know, grass is always greener on the other side, right? So I avoid using that on fences anymore. So for those that are here to watch the hero build and 1 or 2 videos, that ain't happening here. Taking her sweet time. There we go. Let's see, which way do I want to take that? I ain't going that way. Maybe we'll go that way. And that way, a little twist, a little pull. I guess if I'm going to make that big of a mess, I could have just cut it and it'd been done already. Well, we're that far, so come on, one more tug. There we go. Hopefully I remember what those are for. All right. Find a place for that socket. Now, not sure why they say to use an R flywheel and clutch. I don't know if they're, maybe they're smaller. I don't know. There we go. And it comes right out. Set that aside. There's no washers on these. Not a lot of brake dust in here. There's some. use some brake cleaner and we'll get that cleaned right up. One more, and it's on 2 studs, alignment studs, so it's not going to fall on my feet. Like that. Huh, there's oil in there. Oil in my fingers. I don't know if that's normal or not. It's been so long since I messed with one of these. Oh boy. Well, I'm gonna have to get a pry bar and get that to work its way out. So set you back further out of the way in case I drop this. Getting close, I think. Last one I pulled off was not this thick. So there might be a lot of brake dust in here, or maybe some rust. It has been, you know, it looks like somebody's been in here, but if it's sitting for that long, it may just start to rust up. I mean, there is brake dust on my hands. Not being kind to me, is it? Really hope this doesn't fall on my foot. Okay, I had to fight it for a little bit, but there we go. Finally out. Wasn't real rusty. Here's the back of our crank. Here's your crank seal is right in here. Doesn't look like it was leaking a lot of oil. I mean, it's kind of wet, but it's not saturated. So yeah, that's a cleanup. Let's see. Again, I think I'll end up taking this engine off the front axle and then putting the engine in the parts room. Oh, what's this? Looks like there's some braze right here. I don't know if you can see that shiny gold spot. No, there's some over here too. I have that 90-year project apart, but I don't remember seeing braze on there. Huh. I wonder if they went through this engine at some point and then this broke and they fixed it, or kind of what it looks like. Hard telling exactly without cleaning up all the way down to the edge. So I don't know what's going on there. But we'll roll this flywheel out of the way because that is staying with us. We're going to get the flywheel bolts off of here. Set them in there so we don't lose them. Cap bolts for the pressure plate. We'll get those in there. There we go. Well, that's going to be it for this one, I believe. Didn't get as much done today as I hoped. Had errands to run, things to do in the house. Just eating your time up. The whole month of October, we're helping our daughter with the Scream Fair that the FFA Booster Club puts on. So she's in the FFA at her school. And the Booster Club puts on Scream Fair here in London at the fairgrounds. Ouch. And so all well, some parents help out. Not as, I mean, we helped, but not as much as some, but we help more than others. And not that it's a competition, but when you're shorthanded, you're looking for all the help you can get. Anything you're in, not just FFA, but tractor clubs, car clubs, any club. You're always looking for more volunteers. So between that and house projects, it's been tough to get out here and work on this, but we still have Northwest Fall National polls to edit and post, and that'll take care of us for, I don't know, a couple weeks, a few weeks, I'm not sure. See how this all gets put together. In the meantime, I will get out here and when I can and make some progress. And yeah, that's it. Again, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, I have a big old mess to clean up. Shoot. Where are my tools at? I gotta put those away.